narrator. Like, it's just, everything about it is unfortunate.
Yeah. Not big on the evolve form either. The evolve form looks like it's like melting into the ground.
Yeah. It's kind of almost eerie.
Yeah.
I guess, like, I don't know, it's just, it kind of freaks me out. I don't like it.
And then after that we get Skorupi.
I like Scorpion.
It's a scorpion poison bug. That's interesting.
He's cute.
His evolve form is interesting though because it goes from like a scorpion to like whatever the hell that's supposed to be.
Yeah, and it goes from bug to dark.
Yeah, it loses it just stops being a bug.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not a bug anymore.
The ogre scorpion Pokemon.
I really like, I like Drapion. I think he's cool. And I
He's
think he can
cool?
learn dragon moves, right?
Possible. Hey guys, I'm Bill, also known as the Barbecue Games on Instagram.
And I'm Alex, his sister, who brings only chaos.
And together we are the Gaming and Collecting Podcast, a mostly video game centered podcast.
But half the time, we just talk about anime.
And that collecting thing, well, that's mostly just an implication at best,
So come along and enjoy us on this adventure.
as we discuss the games that shaped us. So, how you been?
I've been great. I just got an Amazon order, so I have a ton of new goodies. I got a new phone case, which is really cute. But I had to put a magnet on it, so it kind of takes away, but oh well. It's cute. I got a new iPad case because mine was falling apart. And then I got a tape measure because I needed one for work, and I didn't realize I needed one until, like, I needed one. And then I got some Apple Watch bands, which I'm excited about, so...
Well,
I'm excited!
Yeah. So we're recording this directly after the last one because we're still in the middle of our podcast recording, big podcast recording session that we're doing while we're both together at the moment. So we're actually going to move. We don't really have much of a how you been. We're still drinking the same coffee. And
Yep, still
nothing's
same
really
coffee.
changed. So we're actually going to jump right into this next one because we're actually continuing our ongoing series of Pokemon retrospectives this time. This time we're going to be moving on to Generation 4, the Sinnoh region. So we just moved on from Deoxys, and now we're into Sinnoh. So Gen 4 is interesting because I always remember Gen 4 being the gen that felt the laziest overall in terms of... Well, because like so many of the Pokemon that you encounter in the game are from old gens.
Oh, really?
Like you run into so many Wurmples.
Oh, true. I kind of forgot, like, while playing, because I guess, like, when I was playing it and running into the Wurmples all the time, we hadn't done one of the retrospectives yet when I first started, or, like, we had just done it. So, like, I didn't really think about it, but now looking back,
Yeah,
especially after playing the new ones, I'm like, wow.
it's interesting when you look at it. But anyways, so we're moving on now to Sinnoh. Sinnoh, I have a love-hate relationship with because I did play a lot of the games back in the day. They've kind of, I mean, I prefer Gen 3 a lot, as I've said in the past. And Gen 4 kind of came and went, and I never really came back to it. But I do have a lot of Pokemon from this gen that I vividly remember.
Yep.
So I guess we'll jump right in. So starting with Pokemon number 387. Going down the list,
380?
we have Turtwig, one of the three starters, and he is the grass starter of this generation, the tiny leaf Pokemon.
Oh.
And he's known as Nadal in Japan.
Oh, interesting. He's cute. I picked him as my starter.
Yeah, he's my
time.
he's my go-to starter for Gen 4.
So the first time I played it, I picked a different one, but this time when I was doing my new playthrough with Shining Pearl, I decided to change it up and see, and I was really happy with my choice because he's an adorable little guy.
I will say Gen 4's designs still are very... I think a problem that the series has gotten into as it's gone on is that the starter designs have gotten very...
Lazy?
Not lazy, they've just kind of gotten simpler and simpler as they've gone on. And I still think these designs are fairly, like, they remind me directly of Pokemon. Like
They're
when
very...
when I think of them.
I agree.
And moving on, though, he evolves into Grottle.
Gravel?
Or or in Japan, Hayashigam. I think I
Oh.
butchered that.
Hiya.
Shigam.
Yeah.
The
I'm not even gonna attempt.
the Grove Pokemon. He basically just gets slightly bigger and he's got grass growing on him.
Huh. What a cool guy.
And then he finally evolves into Torterra, who is a giant grass turtle with a tree growing out of his back.
I will say I love his design, especially, but I feel like the
It's very-
Detective Pikachu movie made me love his design even more, because just seeing like kind of like how like they became like these giant basically walking islands and like seeing them move around, like that was just so cool, and it made me like really love this Pokemon.
He also becomes a grass ground type, which is fairly interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the first grass ground starter we got. Because
Yeah.
Bulbasaur was grass poison. I think Chikorita was also grass poison, maybe?
I think so.
Or just plain grass. And I know
I think
Sceptile.
just plain grass.
Sceptile was just straight up grass.
Yeah.
But I adore. He's kind of like a Bulbasaur-esque in a way.
Yeah, like the whole turtley vibe.
And I love that he's the continent Pokemon.
Yeah, but that's why he was so cool in like the Detective Pikachu, because you really actually saw that, like the whole continent.
I also liked how much different he felt compared to like Sceptile, or even
Yeah.
like Chikorita or Bulbasaur.
Oh yeah, I think like he had a very unique design and was a really awesome starter. Like I really liked this design.
Earthquake for the win. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Moving on now we get the fire start for this game, Chimchar,
Chimchar.
Fire Monkey.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't like the pose he's doing.
yeah, the art's a little weird. He's kind of like I get a lot of Charizard vibes from him
Yeah.
in a way.
The eyes, kind of.
The eyes and the whole fire out of the tail thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Not a bad design though. It's
No.
decent, and he evolves into Monfernape.
Monfernape.
Basically, he's more of a monkey now. Fire. Still got that Charizard-esque
He's the
fire
playful
tail.
Pokemon.
Yeah, and he's also though. This is the point where you realize though he's very much a Blaziken clone.
Yep,
'Cause
firefighting.
Firefighting, which became a thing for a while there, and then we get finally Infernape. I do like Infernape's design. It's very clean and proper
Yeah.
design. I like the fire out of the head rather than on the end of the tail. It's different. The flame Pokemon. In terms of like gameplay though, he's basically just a Blaziken again,
But monkey.
but not a fire chicken. Now it's a fire monkey.
Monkey.
But overall, decent starter. And then moving on, we get the water type,
Piplup!
Piplup.
He's so cute. Piplup is just an adorable little Pokemon.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I think that's why I picked it like my first playthrough, like on my DS, was because I was like, oh my god, he's a cute little water penguin.
It's
love
funny though how like we went from fire chicken in Gen 3 to ice chicken or water chicken
yeah.
in Gen 4.
Well, no, it's penguin. It's not a chicken.
Oh, whatever.
It's
Bird.
a penguin. They're so very different. I mean, they're
Pochama.
both flightless, so I guess it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Pochama.
And then Piplup evolves into Prinplup.
Prinplup. I like Prinplup's design.
I like how his design is like he's wearing a fancy suit.
I will say I like all like the evolution steps. In like with these starters, I think they all look decent. Like there's no like ugly middle child. Like
I always remember
I
in
think
the
they all look
anime, like Dawn's Piplup just didn't want to evolve, so they actually had to like write in the Everstone thing to the storyline.
yep.
And then Prinplup evolves into Empoleon, who is big fancy. Water Steel's an interesting type combo too.
I remember when I was using Empoleon, like he was awesome, and I love his design. It's freaking awesome. Like he's like a Triton head and stuff.
The
like,
trident on the head, and then
it's
he's
so
got the
cool.
he's got the fancy suit.
Yes.
Big water steel penguin.
He's awesome. I really liked playing Pearl with him, and if I ever do another playthrough of Shining Brilliant whatever Pearl, I don't even know. I'll use Piplup in my second run.
Definitely cool. One of good set of starters. Like I think this gen and the next one are like probably my last favorite gen of starters overall. But moving on now we get to this game's the generic birds that you get at the start of every game.
Like
Starly.
the bird of the generic bird of this series. I kind of forgot about him, but
Starly.
I really like Starly in its
So-
evolution. I think he's really cute.
I have a bit of a bias for Talo and Swellow, but I do
Yeah.
like Starly. I think Starly's a cool design.
I think Starly's probably my favorite.
Especially because he evolves then into Staravia, where he's basically slightly bigger and he's got his little like doinky thing on his head.
Yeah,
whatever,
so cute.
whatever that's supposed to be.
He's cute.
I like how he's like more like intimidating as well. Well, it's 50-50 male female, but
yeah.
And then the final we get is Staraptor with
I
his
really like
edgy
Staraptor's
Shadow the
design.
Hedgehog thing on his
Yeah,
head.
he really does look like that. I really like Staraptor.
I get a lot of Pidgeot like vibes from this line as well.
I think too. I will have to say I'm slightly biased towards this game because where Emerald was kind of like your first game you really played. This was my first Pokemon. Like I also had a copy of Emerald, I think. But this was like the first game I really played.
Yeah.
Like I played the shit out of Pearl. So I will say I'm a little biased towards this game. Even though it's not the greatest in the series and it's not even my favorite, I do have some sort of bias because I played this game a lot. So I really do like a lot of the Pokemon in this one.
Now moving on from Staraptor, we get one of the biggest jokes in Pokemon lore. Bidoof.
Bidoof, poor Bidoof, the slave Pokemon.
Known as Bippa in Japan.
Bippa.
The plump mouse Pokemon.
Honestly, he's kind of cute. Like, Bidoof is a cute design.
It's just so doofy looking.
I know, but that's what's charming about
And
him.
you find them everywhere, and the noise they make is so dumb.
Yeah, it's like, "Bleh!" Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, I did. Forever the HM slave.
I'm sorry.
And then that's followed up by Bibriel.
I don't love
He's
Bibriels.
even more doofy looking.
They make him look even more derpy.
The
I will
beaver.
say.
Oh, it's supposed to be a beaver.
Yeah, he's a beaver.
See, I don't get beaver out of Bidoof.
Well, that's like had the big buck teeth and stuff.
Yeah, I
and
know. Bibriel's so freaking goofy looking.
He's very goofy.
He is a normal water type though, so he can
Oh.
learn surf.
Well, yeah, that's what made him the perfect like
HM slave.
And you know what's funny about playing Shining Pearl is that like in Brilliant Diamond is that like it kind of has the concept of the later games where you don't really need the HMs and it kind of gives you systems in order to use them. And in this one it calls in Brilliant Pearl and Shine. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know.
Gen 4 remake.
Whatever it is, the Gen 4 remake. They do kind of a similar concept where you like call upon a Pokemon and it will like come and help you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's either Bidoof or Bibarel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really funny.
And then moving on, we get Kricketot.
Yeah.
It's a bug.
Yeah.
Never use it.
Nope, I've never used this Pokemon. I know
can't-
I've murdered many of them, though.
Yeah, I catch one specifically for the Pokédex, and then I evolve it into Cricketoon,
Dude.
and then
His
it goes
mustache
directly in the box.
He has a glorious mustache,
He does.
I will say.
A little. The head pincers are a little extra, I will say.
Yeah, this is a lot. I feel like they were trying and it didn't work.
Yeah, not my favorite personally, but then again, I'm not really a big bug fan other than Heracross. So
But the next one.
now this is one of my personal favorites from this line, the
Me
Shinx
too.
line. Definitely better than that similar electric dog thing from Gen 3,
Yeah.
which I wasn't a huge fan of. Shinx, on the other hand, though, I really like because it's more cat, like an electric cat kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shinx, it's a cool design. I like the mix of like blue, yellow, and black. Cool electric type, the Flash Pokemon, as they call it. And it evolves into Luxio, where he's slightly edgier.
Yeah, he also was kind of Shadow the Hedgehog-esque.
Yeah, there's a bit of shadowish
I
there.
feel like, did the Shadow the Hedgehog game come out around this time?
It actually might have.
That'd be funny.
Around that point. And
Spark Pokemon.
then he was then followed up by Luxray, who is just like edgelord to the max.
Yeah, I thought that he had a dark attribute, but I guess he doesn't.
No, maybe they've.
But
No,
I know
I guess they
that
haven't.
I know that he can get dark moves though. in
He
the
can
set.
learn dark moves like his crunch and stuff, but he's not a dark type inherently.
But I love
usually,
his design.
definitely my go-to electric type in Gen 4 every time I play.
Me too. I always get one at the beginning, and then he just is part of my team. He was part of my team in this run too. I think I didn't do a Starly this time. Because I went with because I've been really on the I'm brain farting right now, but it's my favorite flying bat. Oh, I'm brain farting.
Crobat.
Crobat. I'm just like when you're thinking about it, and you're like, Can't
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So I did this time, but I have Luxury is usually always part of my team.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting to another new evolution that's been added.
Yeah.
So Roselia from Gen 3 got some additional evolutions for
yeah.
this game. So in this one we got a pre-evolution, like a baby form essentially.
Badoo.
Badoo.
Yeah.
It's kind of goofy looking, but
It's cute.
it is cute.
Well, it's like a little flower bud,
Yeah.
so it's really cute. I like
It fits
Badoo.
the design perfectly. It's grass poison. They're not too hard to come by either in the game.
No, yeah.
And then Badoo, so Badoo evolves into Roselia, and then Roselia itself, whichever, they're 50-50,
Yep.
got a further evolution in the form of Roserade.
I freaking love
Roserade's design
Roserade.
is great. I love the hair. I love the extra flower things.
Yeah, Roserade is just such a cool design.
It is one of those evolutions where I believe you need a
Is it a stone?
shiny
or-
stone. It
Yeah.
is a shiny stone.
But it's not that hard to acquire.
Mhm.
My first playthrough, on the DS, I got a Roserade. I had a Piplup, a Starly, a Shinx, and then I got a Roserade as well.
See, if I didn't already have Turtwig on the team, I'd probably get a Roserade
Yeah.
for the team.
So I didn't have one. This was like the first time I didn't have one. Playing Pearl.
Yeah.
Because I went with
Turtwig.
Turtwig this time. But I love Roserade. Such a cool design Pokemon and just so pretty.
Yeah.
And really strong.
Now moving on, so now we're getting to the fossil Pokemon already. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Cranidos. It's a big dinosaur thing with a large dome for a
Yeah,
head.
he's cute.
The headbutt Pokemon.
He's cute.
He's usually out of the two for this gen. He's usually the one I go with,
Me too.
especially because he evolves into Ramparados, which is just the same thing but edgier.
Yeah. I like his design. I think he's cool.
Yeah, it's
Does he
not-
have a dark attribute? No.
No, he's just a rock
I
type.
feel like they make. There's a lot of them that look like they could have. I feel like they had very edgy designs because
Yeah.
even like
It was kind of
Starly's
part of the
develop-
time. It was part of the time. Just kind of they
Yeah.
were edgier. It was like that edgy period in a culture at the time.
Yeah. I do like his design.
But then moving on, we get the other fossil type, which was
He looks derpy.
Shieldon.
Shield on. Derp
Yeah, and this is usually the one. Rock Steel is cool,
Oh yeah, Rocksteel.
but he's usually not my top choice.
No, I usually go with the other one as well.
Because his evolution,
His evolution is
Bastiodon.
also derpy.
yeah,
Derp.
I'm not a huge. It's basically he looks like a train actually.
I was gonna say, yeah, he kind of does look train-esque. Or like an apartment building.
Yeah, his big goofy mouth is a little off-putting. I'm
Like
not
the
gonna lie.
little doorway things, it just makes me look like there could be people living there. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up? Welcome
Not-
to my crib.
not huge on this design.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. But moving on now, we get to. Oh, here's an interesting one. Burmy.
Burmy.
It's the bagworm Pokemon.
Yeah, which has an alternate design.
Yeah, the
scheme
sandy
based on
cloak
the
and
location.
the trash cloak. The
Yeah.
trash cloak kind of concerns me that he's covering himself in trash.
Well, that's the resources he needs to pull from. So I'm guessing the plant one would be in a woods area, sand one would be in a desert area,
Yeah.
and trash would be, I guess, in like a city area or something.
Yeah.
Interesting concept, though.
Yeah. And
I've never used this Pokemon.
it's weird because I at first I thought it was a grass type, but it's actually a bug.
Yeah. No,
And
it's just
it's interesting because it has two evolutions, which depends on its gender. Because if it is a female Burmy, it evolves into Wormadam, which is a very similar design,
yeah.
where it still has the trash and sand cloaks.
I really like the plant coat
yeah,
design. It's
it's
very
cute.
pretty.
It's kind of nice. It kind of reminds me a bit of Roselia in a way,
Yeah,
Kinda.
kind of.
but it also has its male form, which is
Motham.
Motham.
I'd have to say, I do prefer Motham.
Yeah, well, he's a bug flying type. Like,
Yeah.
he's basically a moth. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I like it.
Not something
Never
I'd ever use.
used
Yeah,
it.
not something I'd
Yeah,
use.
but I like it.
It kind of reminds me a bit of the. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of Wurmple in a way, which is ironic because Wurmples are fucking everywhere in this game. And then we get Combee,
Gombi.
No, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of lame.
This to me, it looks like it should be like a mascot for like a honey brand in Japan.
Some cereal, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Gombi, like Gombi honey.
It's
or
basically
something.
it's like Beedrill if it was happy and not evil looking at all.
Yeah.
It's literally 3 honeycombs stuck together
It has
with
a
wings,
badonk. You can kind of see it sticking out of the back.
and it evolves into Vespiquen, which
I will say Vespiquen's design is pretty sick.
it's kind of cool. The face is a little goofy looking. I
Yeah,
will
but
say.
it's bug-like, you know.
Yeah,
Beehive Pokemon.
I like how its little lower mass is just a giant beehive,
Yeah.
which is kind of like its dress. Kind
Yeah,
of.
that's what I think. The design is really cool.
It's different. I'll give it that.
But I also don't use this. I don't think it has I think like Beedrill, it doesn't have the great stats.
No, it's also 100% female, which I guess means that the male combees don't evolve,
Huh.
which is actually kind of interesting. Actually, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
it's different. Okay, now we get to
The Pikachu
ripoff of this John.
Yep.
Pachirisu. It's Pikachu if it was a squirrel.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's cute.
it's cute, but it's so. If you're gonna use an electric type, in
It's
this,
lame.
if you're gonna use an electric type in this game, you're gonna use like the Shinx line.
Yeah.
Or probably a Pikachu, because I'm pretty sure you can get those in this game.
Yeah.
It's literally just Pikachu as a squirrel, but
Yeah.
it can't evolve.
It can evolve.
It's mostly, I think it's mostly just used for contests,
Yeah.
because it's cute. That's really all it has going for it.
Yep. Womp womp.
And then next we get Weasel.
Weasel.
It's a sea weasel.
Weasel's fun. I like his design. I've never used a Weasel, but I like his
So
design.
Weasel's okay, but I much prefer his evolved form of Floatzel.
Weasel.
Floatzel's very edgy looking.
I like his fancy scarf.
That's his floater.
Oh. That's fun.
Just float.
Yeah.
It's funny. My friend, one of my friends from my former job, we were playing a Pokemon, and he was showing me what happens when a Floatzel uses water gun.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out of his butt. The way the animation goes, I'm like, they totally did that on purpose.
Whoops. Yeah, I like Floatzel though. Cool Pokemon.
He's cool. He's probably one of the better water types. I think I'm going for a Gyarados in my current playthrough, but I've used Floatzel before. And then moving on, we get Cherubi.
Cherry.
Cherubi?
Cherubi? I don't know.
It's 2 cherries.
It's a cherry Pokemon. Honestly, pretty lame.
It's a grass type. It's not awful.
It's a pretty lame design though.
I mean, there's already plenty better grass types in this
Yeah.
gen, though. And it evolves into Cherum,
Yeah. I will say I kind of like that it has like the 2 different forms.
the overcast form and the sunshine.
And it's
See-
interesting too because it's kind of like how flowers actually work, you know? Where...
See, the sunshine form, though, feels like it's a bit too different. But I don't know if that's just me or not.
Maybe like when it turns around, like the back of the leaves are like the purple color.
Maybe. I feel like they didn't account for that, though.
Yeah.
But either way, it's not. I wouldn't use one personally, but it's not a bad look.
Yeah, me either.
Now, moving on, we get Shellos.
Hello. I love. I don't use these Pokemon, but I really like their design, and I like that it has like the 2 different versions based
Yeah.
off gender.
Is it gender?
Oh, I thought it was.
No. It's 2 different appearances based off of like the sea that they came from.
Oh.
Because there's the
okay.
East Sea and the West Sea of Sinnoh. Because one is like a pink,
Yep.
whitish color, and the other is a bluish green.
I like the bluish green. I like them both, but I like the bluish green. Like
Mm.
his little head horn thingies are really cute.
And they evolve into Gastrodon,
Hmm.
which is very similar in the same 2 different colors. I kind of like that though, the different region specific versions.
It's a cool idea. I really like
Gen
it.
4 had a lot of cool ideas. It feels like a lot of their Pokemon were very... What's weird about Gen 4 is there's just so many Gen 3 and 2 and 1 Pokemon in
Yeah.
the game.
I will say though, these ones I don't know why, but they're very memorable to me.
Mm.
I don't know if I ran into them a lot, but I just
Yeah, they were
they're
pretty
very
common, you'd see.
memorable.
And then next... Okay, now we get another additional evolution. We get
Yeah.
Ambipom, an evolution of Apom.
Yes.
Essentially, how does it... So it evolves when you level up Apom after it learns the move Double Hit.
Yep.
And it's a bigger Apom with a nose and two tails instead of one.
I like the design. It's cute.
It's not bad.
Apom's a cute Pokemon, so the evolved form is also cute.
Yeah. Not a personal one I use a lot. I think I did back in the day because I liked the Pokemon personally. But overall, it's a normal type, and
yeah, don't really have a use for it.
I know in contest it was pretty useful. And then next we get Driftloon.
The balloon.
It's a balloon.
It's a balloon. It's been like every game since.
Yeah, I like how it's a ghost flying. That's interesting.
The stats aren't great though.
No, I do prefer its evolved form Driftbloom.
Which is like a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
It's cute. I like Driftbloom and...
Driftbloom.
Driftbloom and Driftbloom. Bloom.
It's a blimp Pokemon.
Yeah.
Even more than Wailord.
Yeah. I forgot about that. No, I like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not bad.
I don't use it. I think I actually was thinking about using it, but then I looked at the stats and I was like, meh.
Yeah, when it
Never
comes
mind.
to ghost types, there's just other ones I prefer.
Yeah.
Particularly like from Gen 3. But moving on, then we get another very contest-heavy Pokemon, in my opinion, Baneri.
Baneri.
It's a rabbit.
I will say, though, its evolved form, if you give it the right moveset, it is a bitch to deal with, because I think someone in the Elite Four had one, and it had, like, fighting moves, and, like, my team just wasn't set up for that. Like
Lopunny is its name.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is Lopunny is actually the first Gen 4 Pokemon that actually has a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Not really a fan, though, of Mega
Yeah,
Lopunny.
I'm not a huge fan of...
It looks awkward.
Yeah. I prefer...
It does become a normal fighting type, though, which is interesting.
I prefer the regular design.
Yeah. And then after Lopunny, we get Miss Magus. And Miss Magus is the evolved form of Mischievous, who was a Pokemon originally in Gen 2.
Yeah.
So that's actually that's going back really far.
I like it.
But Gen 4 has a lot of these, believe it or not. I do like the design, though. It's a cool ghost type. The little neck thing is a little weird, I will say.
What, the little gemstone? Oh, yeah. It's kind of the weird neck tumor.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like in a cartoon where, like, a character eats something comically too big for them.
Yeah, and it gets stuck in their throat.
Neck. That's just what it reminds me of, like a little basketball.
It's also a dusk stone evolution, which is different. And then moving on, we get another... So here's the alternate bird for this game. We get... Oh, no. This is another... No, never mind.
Yeah,
this is another new evolution. This is Honchkrow, who is the evolution of Murkrow, who I believe was also from Gen 2.
Yeah. I will say I'm not a fan of this evolution. I think they took a cute Pokemon and they made him not cute.
Well, they made him more buff, I guess you could say. I do like his hat. His hat is nice.
I prefer Murkrow's. Murkrow's just so adorable. And then they just made him, like, not adorable.
He looks like a tax collector.
Yeah.
Like he's coming to, like, take...
Or like a salesman who, like, won't leave you alone in the mall.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so moving on. That was actually 2 Gen 2 evolutions, which is interesting. But moving on now, we get Glameow.
Contest Pokemon.
Pretty much. It's a cat with a springy tail.
It kind of looks like Tilly.
In a sense, but
Tiller.
Its evolution, though, is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, well, it looks like Tilly if she got really fat.
So you go from the Glameow, a glamorous cat, to per ugly.
They literally call it ugly.
It got fat, and the tiger cat, as they call it.
Tiger cat, yeah.
Not a fan of that one.
No, not either.
And then moving on, we get Chingling.
Which this is the this was another one where it made a pre-evolution.
Yes, it's the baby form of Chimecho.
Yep.
I like how that kind of makes sense. It's a bell, and it's also a psychic type, which is cool.
Yeah, I really like the design of this one where it's like a little bell. It's really cute. Like, I never noticed it when I was younger, but looking at it right now, like, you can definitely see he's a little bell.
Yep, ring-a-ding. The bell Pokemon. And then next we get Stunky.
with a very unfortunate face design.
Yeah.
That I'm sorry, that just it looks like ball sack.
They didn't think of that one.
It doesn't look right.
I got more of an ass, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, like a cartoon, but anything, any body part that has two,
It's a skunk.
It's a skunk with
It's
a butt face.
poison dark type.
Yep.
And it evolves into skunk tank.
Which the face looks a lot less unfortunate because it's covered up, but also it's like kind of weird that its like tail like wraps around.
Yeah,
So, like-
well, I think the way its in-game sprite is designed too, like the butt is facing towards the player, and you can use fire, like fire moves out the butt. Not the most attractive of
Yeah.
designs, I will
Not
say.
a fan of this Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean Poison Dark's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
guess you could say it actually looks more cat-like than skunk-like in my opinion, which is a little odd.
Well, cats and skunks look.
Similar in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
All right. So now moving on to our next Pokemon, we get Bronzor.
Bronzor.
Bronzor reminds me, for some reason, of an older Pokemon. For some reason, he reminds me a lot of Metagross. Actually, no, it's not even Metagross. He reminds me of Heracross.
Heracross?
Yeah, but if he was a metal coin
Shield.
thing.
Reminds me of Captain America's shield, but derpy.
Yeah. Steel Psychic's pretty interesting. You see these things all over the place, too.
Oh yeah, and it's another one like where it was copy and pasted to like every game after that.
And it evolves into Bronze Song, which is the Bronze Bell Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't really see the connection between the two, but hey,
Hey.
it's a Steel Psychic
Well,
type.
maybe if like the little eyes, if those eyes were gold instead of red, then it'd
Maybe.
be a little more.
It's basically
color-wise.
it's a bell.
Yeah.
Anyways, so now moving on, Bonsly.
Another one that's a pre-evolution.
Yep. So this is the pre-evolution of Sudowoodo,
Yep.
and it's a little bonsai tree thing.
Yeah, but it's a rock and it's not a grass. Even
Yep.
though every time I see it, I think, "Oh, grass," and then nope, it's a rock.
I do like the fact too that it's in Smash Brothers, it's like a heavy item that you can use to throw at people.
Oh, that's funny. Well, he's a rock.
Yeah, the bonsai Pokemon, very
Yeah.
derpy looking. I remember Brock
He
had
looks
one.
kind of scared too. He's like, "Eh!" Looks like he's running
Yeah.
away in his art picture.
Then after
Ugh.
Bonsly, we get Mime Jr.,
Ugh.
the
I
baby,
hate it.
the baby form of Mr.
I
Mime.
hate Mr. Mime. I hate his baby.
Psychic
form,
Fairy.
too.
Psychic Fairy.
At the time, though, just psychic.
Yeah.
But now psychic fairy.
It actually the Mime Jr.'s design isn't bad, but then it evolves into Mr. Mime, and it's like, ew.
What happened? Yeah.
But moving on, we get Happiny,
Happy.
which is the baby
So
form of
cute.
Chansey and Blissey.
Yep. I love this line of Pokemon. I just think it's so cute.
The
and-
Playhouse Pokemon, although this one, I think it's interesting, they're 100% female. Isn't that the entire...
Yeah, I think they're all female.
That's interesting.
Very cute. Love this one.
I like the ponytail. It's funny.
Yeah, it's adorable.
And then after that, okay, so here's another bird type for this gen. It is
Gentle.
Chetot. I do like the musical note on his head,
Yeah.
but other than that, it's literally just a bird.
Yeah. That's really well. It's kind of interesting too. It looks like the tail is supposed to be like a metronome,
Yeah, a little bit.
which is pretty neat in design. But yeah,
It's cute,
I-
but
you
it
know
has
what's funny,
no
though, is, like-
evolutions at all.
you know what's funny though too is like I think I only ran into these maybe like twice, like in a random player battle. But I don't even think you can find these in the wild.
Well, they
because I
might
never-
not be in Pearl. I'd have to double check which version they appear in,
Maybe.
because that might be why you never saw them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, moving on now. Now we get to one of the weirder Pokemon.
I forget freaking loves this Pokemon.
Spiritome's cool. Getting him is a pain in the ass because you have to do that weird puzzle to unlock him.
He's sick.
Cynthia had one.
I know in when I was fighting her, the animations that they did for him was pretty cool. Like the battle animations.
Yeah, and especially in the remake. That's one of the few things the remake did well.
Yeah.
For graphical designs. Cool idea though. To go another cool ghost, probably the coolest ghost type in this game. Actually, now I think about it.
I really like it.
It's like a pseudo legendary, I guess you could say, because there's only like one of them. But, anyways, now moving on, we get Gibble. So here we have, this is like the false legendary of this game, like the Dragonite or the Tyranitar or the Salamence.
Yep.
So it's another dragon type. I'm not gonna lie, Gibble looks doofy.
It's
very doofy.
Mouth, like taking up like half of its body.
The land shark Pokemon.
Derpy.
But Gibble evolves into Gabite.
Which makes him look like 20 times cooler in like barely an evolution. Like
he gets a little bit more designed. I guess you could say. The cave Pokemon. Dragon Ground, and then
Gabite's pretty sick.
Gabite evolves into quite possibly one of the most infamous Pokemon in Gen 4.
Garchomp.
Garchomp
is sick.
People who fought Cynthia know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. That's the one
I do like how it's like a dragon shark though, which is kind of cool. And Mega Garchomp is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I don't hate his Mega Evolution.
His lower jaw is a little interesting.
Yeah, it's a little angular, but
I like how he looks like a Power Ranger, I'm not gonna lie.
He kind of does, yeah. I like it. I really like Garchomp. I really want to get one. How do you get one?
You'd have to look it up. It's a weird they're finding the pseudo legendaries is always difficult.
Yeah.
But anyways, so after Garchomp we get Munchlax, another pre-evolution.
Which is the pre-evolution to like probably one of my most favorite Pokemons ever besides Bulbasaur. Snorlax. I freaking love Snorlax, so I love Munchlax.
He is cute. I like his design.
He just looks like happy-go-lucky. Like, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm about to be a giant-ass Pokemon who's gonna sleep all the time.
And then after that, we get another pre-evolution. We get Railu.
Oh, wait, is it?
Oh wait, no, it's not a pre-evolution.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So here's another quote-unquote legendary, I guess you could say it.
Not really. Well, it felt like it in this game, but then after this, like, it appeared in almost every single game.
Yeah. So Railu is the first form of what would become Lucario. And the only reason I say Lucario's legendary is just because he got a movie.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I mean, he had a movie and a Smash Brothers appearance. But
I will say, I do actually like his Mega Evolution. He looks pretty edgy and cool.
Yeah, a bit. I like the extra, like...
Red?
Yeah, the extra red, and I like his, like, furry jacket thing he's got going on.
But I like his original design as well. Lucario's a cool design.
He felt like he was supposed to be, like, another... like, a more fighting-based Mewtwo, in a way.
Yeah.
Cool design, though, by far. Probably one of my... Not something I use a lot, but definitely something out there. And then Hippopotas.
Yeah, I don't really like this one.
No,
it's not my favorite.
kind of enjoy how the male and female designs are reversed.
Yeah.
Color scheme. That's cute, I guess.
Yeah, it's really the eyes and like.
And then the evolved form is just kind of.
Wait! Before we switch to that though, you know what it reminds me of? We were watching a video yesterday where it was like the Game Grumps doing the Spore Creator.
Oh.
And I feel like this is something you could have created in the Spore Creator. Like it's just everything about it is unfortunate.
Yeah. Not big on the evolved form either. The evolved form looks like it's like melting into the ground.
Yeah, it's kind of almost eerie.
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know. It kind of freaks me out. I don't like it.
And then after that we get Skorupi.
I like Skorupi.
It's a scorpion poison bug. That's interesting.
Bug. He's cute.
His evolved form is interesting though because it goes from like a scorpion to like whatever the hell that's supposed to be.
Yeah, and it goes from bug to dark.
Yeah, it loses its. It just stops being a bug.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not a bug anymore.
The ogre scorpion Pokemon.
I really like I like Drepion. I think he's cool. And I think he can learn dragon moves, right?
Possibly. My only thing is though, and when it comes to the poison types of Gen 4, the next Pokemon is my personal favorite, Krogunk, the toxic melt Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I freaking love Krogunk. I had one on my original team.
I like Krogunk just because how much of a troll he was. He was his whole in the anime, his entire Brock had one, and his entire purpose was to cock block him every time he was like attracted to somebody, which I was.
Poison fighting is a cool concept.
It is too. And then Toxicroak as a evolved form is pretty cool too.
Toxicroak, I had a Toxicroak on my team, and he was freaking awesome. I kind of want to go back and get one now because he was so helpful, especially like the poison fighting was super helpful.
Yep. And then following that we get Carnivine, the bug catcher Pokemon.
It's derpy.
Yeah, it's a Venus. It's not a.
It's a Venus.
Yeah, it's a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, it's derpy.
And it's a single evolution type.
Yeah.
I think James had one in the Pokemon anime. And then after that we get Finneon. It's a fish.
It's a fish.
It's very
like the Goldeen.
Yeah, it's very Goldeen-esque.
Goldeen.
And it evolves into Luminion, I want to say.
Yeah, Luminion is cool. It kind of looks like those fish. You know, like the fish from Finding Nemo. That wasn't Nemo, but like the one who was leading the fish in the tank.
Yeah,
the black and white one.
Kind of an angelfish, but not really.
Like it feels angelfish-esque.
It's very much just another water type, though. I get probably contest liked useful too.
Yeah, because it's pretty.
And then that's followed up by Mantike.
Mantike's cute.
Which is, I believe,
is it a pre-evolution?
It is a pre-evolution of Mantine.
Mantine. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Mantine's the one that has like the little fishy that sits by him. I like Mantike. He's cute. He's a cutie.
What's interesting though, the only way to get it to evolve is you need to have a Remoraid in your party, because that's the little guy that's underneath him.
That's actually kind of a cool evolution quirk.
And then next, okay, now we're getting to one of your all-time favorites.
Yeah, he's not the strongest, but man, I love this Pokemon. It makes me happy.
So we get Snover. Grass Ice is interesting. But Alex in particular loves his evolved form, Abomasnow.
Yeah.
Which I will admit is a pretty cool
he's pretty
ice
sick.
type.
Yeah.
And his Mega evolution is so extra, it's not even funny.
I know. It's because he's awesome.
I remember when you heard that there was a Mega evolution for Abomasnow, you were like, yes.
Yes. I was so excited.
You went on code red. You were like, yes.
Because I feel like I'm the only one who really loves this Pokemon, but I really do. He's in my top 5.
He was basically your number 2 for the entire.
The Bulbasaur, for a while.
And then after that we get Weavile, who is he's an evolution of Sneasel, who I believe was a Gen 2 Pokemon. And it evolves when you level it up while holding a Razor Claw during the night.
Oh.
That's a little bit much, but see, this gen had so many weird arbitrary evolutions that you had to kind of figure out. Particularly the next one, Magnezone, which is the third evolution form of Magnemite and Magnetron.
I really love Magnezone.
No, Magnezone's great because he actually makes Magnemite useful.
Yeah, he's awesome.
His evolution's weird though too, because you have to. So
you have to have an apricot and slice it into 4.
No.
And then trade it with the wizard.
In Gen 4 and Gen 7, it was you had to level it up when in a specific area. In Sword and Shield, it was a Thunderstone, and then
that's nice.
Brilliant Diamond they changed it up a bit because it was a bit convoluted.
Yeah.
But Magnezone is definitely the most useful. It makes having a Magnemite Magneton actually worthwhile. And then there was a lot of level 3 or additional evolutions in this gen, because the next we get Licky Licky, which I hate.
Yeah, I hate everything about this.
Lickitung was
it has
already.
a Wi-Fi symbol on its stomach,
It does.
though.
So how does this one evolve?
See, I would only appreciate this Pokemon if it was like a walking, talking, like Wi-Fi.
Okay, here's
router.
another weird one. It's you evolve Lickitung into Licky by leveling it up when it knows rollout.
Oh.
It's like there's weird
That's so random.
arbitrary things. I do enjoy. I like the fact that there is an evolution, but my God, what was their goal with this design?
It's very dirty.
Yeah, but in terms of third evolutions, though, next we have Rhyperior. I like Rhyperior.
Who's Rhyperior?
It is the third form of Rhydon and Rhyhorn.
Yeah.
And it's you get this one by trading a Rhydon while holding the Protector.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. It is a cool design.
It's
like
just
it.
a better Rhydon.
Mm.
I enjoy it. And then next we get
I could have lived without this.
Tangrowth.
Yeah.
It's just Tangela, but
I
more.
always thought that this was a water type, and then it was grass, and I was so confused.
And
when
it's
I was
another.
fighting it.
It's another goofy evolution too. It's evolve a Tangela, level up a Tangela that knows ancient power.
Mm.
It's like, why are they so convoluted?
I wonder if some of these like don't have like alternate evolution methods in later games because they just didn't use them again.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever seen Tangrowth or Tangela in other games.
Probably not. Okay, now we get another new evolution. We get Electivire.
That's sick.
I do like
Electivire is
Electivire.
Sick.
So Electivire is you evolve Electabuzz while holding the Electrizer.
Mm.
It's a trade evolution, which sucks, but cool Pokemon.
Mm. Oh wait, did they change it?
Well, not really. It's kind of the same.
Oh.
Arceus has a bit of a different way you do it, but it's not that much different.
Mm.
And then, because Electabuzz has a counterpart in the form of Magmar, we also got a new form for Magmar, which was Magmortar.
I don't hate it, but I prefer his before design.
I don't like the mouth. The mouth is my biggest
I think it's the
problem
mouth
here.
that is killing it for me too. I will say.
Similar
Booburn.
Similar.
Wait, did you see his Japanese name is Booburn?
Booburn. That's different. But I will say though, it's the same thing. It's only instead of the Electrizer, it's the Magnemizer.
Yep.
And then next we get another new evolution.
Ooh, what a surprise!
Togekiss. Actually,
Did you believe Pokemon?
it actually makes the Togepi line useful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to use a Togepi, Togekiss is at least somewhat useful.
Yeah, it's 87% male, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's interesting, and it's a fairy flying type.
Yeah, I'm assuming though at the time
It was just a flying type.
Flying.
I mean, sure, why not? Does it have a weird evolution?
Let's see.
Nah, shiny stones. That's not too weird.
Oh, okay.
All right, then next we get Yanmega. It's an evolved form of Yanma,
Yeah.
and it's a leather. You level it up while it knows ancient power. Because why not?
Why not? Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen this Pokemon after.
I mean, unless you happen to have one, but yeah, it's an angry dragonfly.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, now we're into the new evolutions. So now
This is pretty sick about this game, I will say.
So we got Leafon. And so Leafon I like because it's grass Eevee. The thing I hated about Leafon though originally was, so in the original game, you had to you could only evolve it if you had to level it up near a freaking moss stone. You could not use a leaf stone to level it up, which was dumb.
Yeah.
They thankfully though for Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Pearl they changed it so you could just use a leaf stone,
which makes it so much easier.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's stupid that wasn't how it worked to begin with.
Yeah.
And then the other evolution was Glaceon, which is a similar thing where it's like you had to level it up near an ice rock.
Yeah.
But they later added the ability to just use an ice stone.
Yeah, which makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why does it have to be so arbitrary?
Yeah.
And then following up, we get another new evolution. This game really didn't have a lot of originals.
What Pokemon is this?
So, Gliscor is the evolved form of Gilgar from Gen 2.
It's that weird thing that I had no recollection of.
Yeah. And it's basically you level it up while holding a Razor Fang during the night.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I have no recollection of this one either.
I remember
I don't
him.
think I've ever encountered this Pokemon.
So I only remember this guy because that douchey rival from the anime Gen 4 had one.
Oh.
I think his name was
Weird.
Paul.
Paul. Hi, Paul. It's ground flying, so that's kind of...
And then next we get another new evolution.
It's a mammoth.
We get Mamoswine,
Yep.
which is just an evolution of Paleoswine leveled up while knowing ancient power, and it's the final form of Swine.
They really like to do that, the whole ancient power level up.
Yeah, it's just sure.
It reminds me of the mammoth from Ice Age.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
And then followed by that, we get another new evolution,
Oh.
Porygon Z.
Wow.
It's just another form of Porygon that's not particularly useful, and
And
basically it's
rounded.
another trade
He's
evolution.
smooth.
Yeah, it's another trade evolution where you have to trade Porygon 2 with the dubious disc
Ah, dubious.
to get Porygon Z, who looks like he has a virus. The virtual Pokemon. And okay, so here's another new evolution, but this one I give a pass because it's fucking awesome. Glade.
Glade.
So Glade is an alternate final form of the Ralts line,
Yep.
where it's 100. So instead of like Gardevoir, which was the more feminine design, Glade is a 100%. So it's an evolution only for the male Curlias, and it's basically
Yep.
you give a male Curlia a Dawnstone,
Oh.
and it is basically the male counterpart to Gardevoir, even though Gardevoirs can be both male or female.
Yeah. I love... Glade's really cool, and I like his Mega Evolution, too. It's cool. It's like a little fancy...
I just like how
cape and
it's
stuff.
similar but different at the same time, and it's cool. I like
Yeah.
that they do things like this.
Yeah.
And then following this one, we get another
Ew.
new
I
evolution.
hate this. I hate it. Kill it with fire.
Probopass?
Ew. It's just so ugly. It looks like Mr. Potato Head.
So
Ugh.
this is another one that's annoying.
Also, its arms look like birds.
Yeah, a little. This one is similar to Magnezone, where you have to level it up in a weird place, although later games just let you use a Thunderstone.
Yeah.
And then following this, you can guess what's next. It's another new evolution.
Oh boy.
Duskanoir. It's the evolved form of Dusclops.
Oh. Oh
And-
yeah, I don't like Dusclops because he creeps me out.
Yeah, it's another ghost. It's another one of those trades that you have to trade while holding a
I
specific
do like
item.
his evolution though. I think it's cool. I like his evolution design better than his last one.
Yeah. It's another ghost, although it's not my preferred ghost for this generation. And then finally we get another new one, which was
Okay. I freaking love this Pokemon.
Frostlass.
Yeah, I will always try and get a Frostlass if I can.
So Frostlass is... Okay,
It's
so
it's an alternate evolution of
Snorunt.
Snorunt.
It's 100% female, though, as opposed to Gallade,
Yeah.
which I believe can be male or female.
Yep.
I like it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I like it's got that feminine design to it, too.
It's like, and it adds a
Ice Ghost,
Ice
which is
Ghost,
cool.
which is really a cool combo.
How does it evolve?
You need a Dawnstone.
Dawnstone, okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's not too annoying.
Which really wasn't that hard, so I always try and get one if I can. Because I really like it.
And then after that, we get Rotom, who is, I want to say a pseudo legendary, because there's only one in the game, and you find it in the old Chateau, I believe,
Oh, okay.
house. The abandoned Chateau house. Because
Yeah.
actually the remake makes that place really creepy. Because there's like random like eyes in the paintings just watching you the whole time. And there's like random children that appear in the house.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. I never used one of these.
Nope, me either.
I do like how his different forms have different types
different-
though, which is
yeah.
kind of cool.
The mower's electric grass.
Yeah, that's
It was
funny.
funny.
I also kind of like the fact too that he's kind of haunting appliances in the Chateau, kind of,
Yeah.
in a sense.
It's so funny.
Okay. Next, we get probably the lamest part of this game is this game's legendary trio is they're psychic types.
Yeah.
They're kind of like fairy-ish, even though they're not fairies. So the first one is Uxie, I want to say.
Yipsy? Uxie, Uxie. I have
So
no idea.
they're all very similar looking. They're basically like these like floating fairy looking things with two tails, and they have different heads. So it's Uxie, the knowledge Pokemon, Miss Spirit, the emotion Pokemon, and Asleaf. Asleaf?
Azelf? I don't know. The willpower Pokemon.
Yes. So they are the spirits that inhabit the game's 3 lakes.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with these guys, they're all roaming if you don't catch them on the first try,
Yeah.
which is just annoying as shit.
Yeah. Well, especially too. So I'm actually currently trying to catch them, but I need to like get another Pokemon because now mine are all too high leveled. Because in order to beat Cynthia, you like gotta have your Pokemon high level, or you.
Well, yeah, because Cynthia's a cheating
Yeah, she's so strong, and she has so many freaking
full restores.
Full restores that it's so hard. So you need to level up your Pokemon so you can just one shot all of them.
Yep.
But then when you get here, you're like, shit, I am too strong. So now I'm trying to get a Pokemon and like just give it all like the sleep and like have it leveled just enough. So I have to do that now, or else I'll have to do the roaming. But I'm getting so annoyed because I want to like unlock, because you need to have all of them in the Pokédex before you can unlock the extra island.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to either catch them or let them roam, and I'd rather just catch them on the first try.
Yeah, not a fan of these 3 because their designs are just lame, and they're a pain in the ass to catch, and none of them are particularly useful. But anyways, following that, now we get the 2 main game legendaries. We get Dialga and his origin form. I'm assuming that's from.
His form is terrifying.
Yeah, I'm not big into that.
It looks really scary.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just like gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason.
I do like how their whole gimmick is they're the space and time Pokemon. So as a Diamond player, I used Dialga a bit back in the day before I decided I didn't want to use legendaries.
Yeah.
Steel Dragon's kind of cool. I like that. His design overall is pretty neat. It's kind of walkier-ish. And then Palkia.
It's the water dragon.
Water dragon and the space Pokemon essentially.
I also do not like Palkia's.
Yeah.
I think it's like the lack of
arms.
Like, centaur but no arms is really creeping me out about it. I think that's what
not into those very much.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both fine.
Yeah.
I don't use legendaries, so I never really use them, but they're there.
I would use Palkia. Palkia's pretty awesome, like pretty good, but I don't use legendaries anymore unless like I really like them. I really like the design, but I wasn't a huge fan of Palkia's design.
Yeah, and then the next one we get is Heatran, who I'm not even sure is technically a legendary.
He's the
maybe.
Lava Dome Pokemon.
You get him in the Battle Zone area. He's like kind of like the final boss of that area. It's like a lava steel walker thing.
Yeah, not a huge fan of
Never
this design.
Never used one.
Me either.
It reminds me of Metagross if it was a lava thing, to be honest.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, and then I like this one just because of the lore.
Yeah.
Regigigas, who's interesting because he's a normal type rather than the different types that his predecessors had. I remember because you kind of need them to unlock him in the game, I believe.
Yep.
I like his design though. He just looks super extra for no whatever reason.
He also has stoplights on him.
Yeah. And then we get Giratina, who. So Giratina I find fascinating because his originally you found him just in this kind of like offshore cave around the game's 4th lake.
Yep.
Hidden 4th lake. But in Platinum version, they actually refined his whole dungeon and made it more interesting. Like there was like weird anti-gravity sections and stuff.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's another ghost dragon, which is cool. I like how they're all dragons. The legendaries in this game.
I will say, I do like his origin form
because it's not as disturbing.
Yeah, it's not as like weirdly centaur-y creepy. I don't know. It's not giving. I kind of like that he looks like a snake. He's a snake.
Yeah, he loses his legs in his origin form, but yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's his origin, so he evolves with legs.
And then next we get Cresselia.
Oh.
Psychic lunar thing.
Oh.
It's another one of those like it was another item mystery event legendary.
Oh, okay.
I won't lie, I cheated to get most of these because I was. How are you supposed to get them in the original version if you miss the mystery gifts?
Yeah.
Never really use it. It's a legendary.
Yeah.
And then we get Fion. Fion's weird because you can't. It doesn't evolve. You get them by breeding Manaphies.
Oh, okay.
And occasionally you'll get like a Fion instead.
Interesting.
I never used these.
Nope, me either.
Nor do I use Manaphy, the next Pokemon, which
Yeah.
had its own movie, although it was like actually like during the Gen 3 characters when it got its movie, which I thought was odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used this. Just wasn't a fan.
Yeah. I think you get like an egg of it in the new version.
You probably do.
You get like an egg and you can evolve it.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, moving on, then we get Darkrai. I like Darkrai.
Darkrai's cool.
Darkrai was another like you needed a freaking. I had to cheat to get because you couldn't. I missed the mystery event. He's also kind of a counterpart supposedly to Cresselia.
Oh, okay.
I always remember because in the Gen 4 anime, the Diamond and Pearl anime, when Ash was fighting in the tournament, he gets to this one guy who is like the most OP fucker in like the entire series, and his literal Pokemon he uses is a fucking Darkrai.
Yeah.
And he just annihilates Ash's entire team.
Damn.
Except for Sceptile, who Sceptile manages to take it out. And then his next Pokemon is a fucking Latios. And it was like, what the fuck?
What the heck? Who is this guy?
Yeah,
and why isn't he famous?
It was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then next, after that, we get Shaman, who I believe is also a legendary, I think.
I guess so.
I never got him.
I like his other form better.
Yeah.
The sky form. I think he's just really cute.
Yeah. It's not my favorite, though.
Yeah.
And then finally, after that, we get Arceus.
Right.
Literally God.
Yeah.
Of Pokemon.
That's so crazy. I love how it's like he's God, but he's normal.
Well, that's the thing that's fun about Arceus. Arceus, depending on what plate you give him, he changes. His type changes, which is neat.
Okay.
I never use Arceus just because I don't use legendaries. I do like his design though.
Yeah.
Because it does look very.
It is cool.
Epic looking, and he got his own fucking game.
Yeah.
I also like how he kind of resembles like the origin forms.
Yeah, he does kind of like he's more. His design is more like the origin form designs. That is really accurate.
And then finally, after Arceus, we get the final legendary of this game, Vicinity or Vicini,
which is the victory Pokemon.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got him to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
Because I think it was another
mystery.
Oh wait, no, this is a Gen 5 Pokemon.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay, we take it back.
Why is he listed before the
starters?
All right, well, ignore that. We'll get to him later.
Never mind. We take it all back.
So,
well, that's why you never did, because he wasn't in that gen.
Why is he before this? Well, whatever.
I don't know.
We'll talk about that in our next thing. So,
womp, womp, womp.
So this was Gen 4. You know, I like a lot of the Pokemon in this gen, but I am very confused by the sheer amount of evolutions to previous Pokemon.
You know, it's kind of crazy thinking about it because, like, I didn't realize how many, like, all they did was just add evolutions, and there really wasn't that many.
No, there's not a lot of original Pokemon in this gen, which is, I think, one of them.
Honestly, I think there's less than 10.
I'd have to look.
I don't really think there's that many new ones.
There's not a lot.
Wow.
It's mostly different forms.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, I'm going to have to... It's weird, because my biggest problem with this gen is also just how fucking convoluted some of the evolutions were. It was like you needed like all these 3 different things in different categories,
Just
which
3 different things, and you needed to go and talk to the wizard, and the wizard needed to bless
Yeah.
you with 50 crystals, and you need to offer the 50 crystals.
some
It's
weird
really
shit like that.
dumb. Like, some of them were dumb, and I'm glad some of them changed. Like, especially the evolutions. Like, those were that's annoying.
Yeah, they definitely got less stupid in later gens. So there's still like a lot of ancient power for no or rollout or some stupid move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was Gen 4, and honestly, I think the whole lack of originality with Gen 4's Pokemon is the main reason why Gen 5 was 100% original.
Yeah.
When it came out, which we'll be getting to.
And I cannot wait.
Yeah, in a
I
bit.
am so excited.
It'll be fascinating to talk about because there'll be a lot of different Pokemon
Yeah.
this time around.
And especially because, like, I'm going to be super biased because it's literally my favorite Pokemon game.
Yep.
So, sorry. Get ready for me to be very biased.
Yep. All right. Well, anyways, guys, once again, thanks for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast can be found on all your major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. And we're made on Anchor Podcast, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Good Pods. And the episodes do eventually come out on YouTube. It all depends on whenever I can get around to doing it. So, anyways, guys, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
See you later.
All right, see ya.
Bye.